Have you ever wondered why some people just do not like to hear anything positive? There are those who never see the good in anything, and no matter what you say or what you do, they will not change because negativity is ingrained in them. It's part of their DNA. The interesting thing is that they will criticize but are incapable of providing any alternative positive viewpoint. So what do? They make up stories. In fact, I was shocked to hear an individual indicate during a recent television interview that the government is not interested in assisting the farmers, the fishers, and the small business people during this COVID-19 pandemic. And mind you, that was said days after the Economic Recovery and Resilience Plan was publicized. I was forced to shake my head and say another ebebo. And so, for the farmers, fishers, and the small business people who have been made to believe that the government does not care about you, let me tell you what is in this Economic Recovery and Resilience Plan. But let me also add that the plan has direct benefits for some government workers, the vulnerable, the youth and school leavers, the hotel workers who have lost their jobs, the owners of micro, small, and medium-sized businesses, those of you who want to start a business, the bakers, housing developers, foster parents, the unemployed, people living with AIDS, HIV, and others too numerous to mention. Let me start with the benefits for the farmers and fishers. $7.2 million will be injected into the agricultural sector to support farmers and fishers. According to the plan, assistance will be given to approximately 900 livestock farmers, 357 swine farmers, and 50 broiler farmers. There is also assistance to 2,500 crop farmers who will be provided with the necessary inputs to cultivate short-term crops. For the fishers, 200 boat owners will receive cheaper fuel. 70 of you will be provided with high-frequency radios with GPS features. This means that you will not be lost at sea if you have this device on your boat. Now, there's also support to aqua and seamoss farmers. For those of you with interest in agro-processing and digital technology, you can receive support in loans and grants from the St. Lucia Development Bank because the government wants to focus on food security and the adoption of digital technologies. You can also use the funds to revitalize your business in those areas. The amount of $3.1 million has been allocated for these two areas. For the unemployed or persons who have lost their jobs, there is part of full payment of your electricity bill. 11,000 people will benefit, and this would cost the government $5.1 million. For some government workers, there is a 100% duty-free concession on the purchase of vehicles. If you are a baker, the subsidy on the flour you purchase will increase. This means you will pay less for flour. Those of you who are skilled in construction, there are 40 projects all over the island that have already started, including the St. Jude Hospital, the Hiwanora International Airport, the Viewfort Water Project, the Victoria Hospital Respiratory Building, the Millennium Highway and West Coast Road reconstruction, the Miku Wellness Center, the Moshi, Jacmel, and Miku Early Development Centers, and others too numerous to mention. Now, the government is encouraging home ownership and stimulating economic activity by providing those of you interested in building 5 or more homes incentives, such as the waiver of import duties on the cost of material, as well as the fixtures. For you just leaving school, there is a National School Leavers Program to include national service, volunteerism, youth entrepreneurship, and much more. For you who have lost your jobs, there is the Labor Enhancement Program, which will help you gain employment in other sectors, such as construction, manufacturing, and agriculture. And there is more. Just imagine 1,000 households have been added to the public assistance program. 6,000 personal hygiene packages, which include masks, sanitizers, and sanitary napkins, will be distributed to the poor and vulnerable households. The weekly food packages program is still ongoing. There are more initiatives, but just too numerous to mention at this time. St. Lucia, through this economic recovery and resilience plan, there is a potential for you to become successful. So embrace the opportunity and say no to those who will try to discourage you. For commentary, this is Jacintha Annius-Lee.